Hi, everybody. Good Wednesday evening to you, and welcome inside Hobson Fieldhouse. This is VypeFortBend.com with a great matchup. District 26A, it doesn't get any better than this. The Bush Broncos taking on the Elkins Knights. I'm Roger Smith, and alongside me is Patrick Kinnick, who will be bringing you the play-by-play this evening. It's a great matchup, Patrick. I've had a chance to watch both teams a couple of times. They're talented, they're deep, and there's no doubt in my mind that both of these teams are going to be in the playoffs, but it really is going to help if you can come up with a high seed in the playoffs.
That's what they're both looking for, that high seed. They come in with both wins, 1-0 in the district, and something's going to give here tonight as both teams come in with 16-5, 16-7 records overall, respectively.
Yes, and you know, sometimes teams will start playing a district game or two and then go back to the tournament stuff, but now, from this moment on, it is District 26A teams taking on each other in district play.
Yes, and I was noticing the other day when we did the game over there at Travis, the number of games these people have played, these teams have played here prior to district play. I mean, you got 16-7. That's 23 games. I guess 22 games non-district. That's a lot of games prior to the district play.
Yeah, and you know something? There's almost no time of the year that I don't like. But it's really tough at the end of the football season. We're giving so much attention to football and, in my case, playoff volleyball that we miss out on a lot of great basketball early on. But I guess we get to see closer to a finished product. Yes,
but you also get to you miss possibly some good matchups, inter-district matchups that might happen and so on. But we're here now, and we've got a good game here tonight to bring you.
Not only a good game, but we got a good pregame, Patrick, and we're going to bring it to everyone in just a moment. Our Vype broadcasts are brought to you by Xfinity, Archer Volkswagen, First Tyrant Automotive, and the Needville Insurance Agency. Just a few minutes before we get it underway, Bush and Elkins for leadership of District 26A. We'll be back with a coach interview. It'll be Brandon Gay when we return.
Hello fans, this is Bradley Stavanaugh with Needville Insurance. We know Fort Bend County. I'm a fourth generation resident of Fort Bend. I'm your local, hometown, trusted agent. With over 30 carriers and 9 auto insurance carriers, we shop the insurance for you. We know insurance is hard. We know it's complicated. We make it easy for you. We have Spanish speakers here available for you. Call us at 979-793-7411 or needvilleinsurance.com. Once again, call us 979-793-7411.
Archer Volkswagen showroom is open, and our team's excited to help you. Visit our sales department Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Or bring your car in for service from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're closed on Sundays to rest and recharge with our families, so we can serve you well through the week. We hope to see you soon.
A bit late, but hi everybody, coming to you a little bit late, but that's for good reason. There was an exciting freshman game that went into overtime. The sub-varsity action is awesome. And here we go with the Albert Thomas Show. No, wait a minute. Coach Thomas is not available, so sitting in for him is Brandon Gay of Bush, who is much taller than the Elkins head coach. Just kidding. We don't have anything called the Albert Thomas Show. But, wow, what a great situation to be in. Both teams 1-0, looking good in the pre-district. What do you think, if you were a fan, you'd think about this matchup?
I think it might be one of the better games to come to on Wednesday night. Elkins is good, and they have a really good team, and Coach Thomas and his staff does a really good job with their kids, and we're excited to play them again. We played them in the championship of the game, at a Fort Bend tournament, so we're looking to play them again and try to fight for this district championship.
Last year scheduling was kind of strange because they're trying to make sure there were fewer events in a gym or a place like Hobson Fieldhouse, fewer events per night in places such as this. And now we used to have the Tuesday, Friday rotation, and now it looks like we've kind of moved to the Wednesday, Friday. How do you feel about that?
It makes the weeks are longer, especially playing on Saturday. But you get a good solid 2 days of practice in before each game. So, it is what it is. We have to work with it.
I guess what I said is kind of inaccurate. It really isn't Wednesday, Friday. It's more like Wednesday, Saturday. And whose idea was it?
I don't know. They tell us when to play. I try to voice my opinion, and they go the opposite of whatever I say. So it wasn't mine, but they asked us to play Wednesday, Saturdays. We play Wednesday, Saturdays.
Okay, this is the last thing I'll say about it, and I didn't really plan to do this. It just came into my head, but in late February and early March, you want to be playing on Saturdays anyway, so this gets you ready for it.
Well, that's true. But it's just for the first half. So first half of district we'll play Wednesday, Saturday. Second half of district we'll go back to the old Tuesday, Friday format. And that's kind of with a bunch of different things due to COVID and referees and stuff like that. So we're trying to help out the referee chapters by trying to spread out games as opposed to having all the games on top of each other on the same days throughout the whole city. So
understood. That makes sense now. And again, I apologize. I didn't really mean to run down that rabbit hole. But let's talk about what I see as a great matchup, and I really feel like your starting five is as good as theirs from my layman's point of view and just seeing both teams play a few games. But it does seem like Elkins has a lot of depth. Would you say that that's fair to say that maybe you don't have quite as much depth as they do?
Yeah. I think Coach Thomas plays about 8, 9, maybe 10 guys. We're probably at about 7 or 8, maybe 9 right now in the season. They're talented, they're young, they're long, they're big, they can shoot, they can play. Coach Thomas is a veteran, a very special coach, very great coach. He does a good job with his kids, and he's gotten them ready. They've had a tough schedule just like us. So he's gotten them ready, prepared for these next 13 games to try to win a district championship. And I think we're trying to do the same thing. I think we set ourselves up for a tough preseason, surpassed my expectations a little bit. And I think we're prepared. We've seen pretty much everything. So whatever they throw at us, or Travis Saturday, or whoever else in the district, I think we've seen it.
You said talented, young, and long, and the pre-district schedule, and that makes me think about your last time out, Saturday against Marshall. Wow, what a great matchup that was. What does your team show you in that game against an outstanding Class 5A club?
Yeah, Marshall is good. They were missing a really big piece with Chris, but Jalen is 2 handfuls, man. That kid can just play. And I think our kids did a good job with him trying to make things tough. He missed a lot of shots that he normally makes, but I'm thankful for that. Maybe, I can probably attribute that to home court advantage. Him not being able to shoot on our goals a lot, as he will on Buffalo Run. But as far as our team, they showed some toughness, they showed some grit, coming off a 2-week break, and it opened my eyes a little bit. And it has me very optimistic.
All right, and speaking of Chris Marshall, I happened to be at Marshall last night, and he didn't play as well as he normally does. He looked kind of tired after that football all-star game he was involved in, but they won by 35 over a pretty good Angleton team, so that says a lot right there. Brandon Gay, thank you so much for being with us, and it's going to be great action tonight. We know that's going to be true.
Appreciate it. Have a good one.
All right, we'll be back. Roger Smith and Patrick Kinnick from Hobson Fieldhouse, Bush and Elkins in a showdown of District 26A when we return on VypeFortBend.com.
For nearly a decade, Comcast has been helping students get ready. We've connected 4 million low-income students to low-cost, high-speed Xfinity internet. We're working with hundreds of school districts across the country to sponsor free internet and laptops. And now, we're turning 1,000 community centers into lift zones, Wi-Fi-enabled safe spaces to study, so more students have the tools they need to be ready for anything. Learn more at comcast.com/education.
Hello, I'm Gary Horn with Horn Solutions. We agree with energy analysts that the energy market has stabilized. We anticipate significant merger and acquisition activity. Good resources are scarce. Horn Solutions is positioned to assist you in accounting, finance, IT, and supply chain. Our staff can assist you with outsourcing, or we can supply you with resources to join your staff. Visit hornsolutions.net for details.
Gary Horn is a highly successful businessman who has made a huge impact in people's lives, and he loves what he does for a living. That's a big reason why Gary Horn and Horn Solutions support Get a Great Gig. Get a Great Gig is a free job search consultation service that will help you find a job you love, whether it's to make more money or get personal fulfillment in the career of your choice. Email them at getagreatgig@gmail.com or on Twitter at getgreatgigs.
What is Vype Live? Vype Live is one of the largest and most respected broadcast and live stream networks in the state of Texas. Vype Live broadcasts any sport you can think of for youngsters of any age, from Pee Wee and Pop Warner to high school, club, college, semi-pro, and beyond. We also broadcast plenty of academic, fine arts, and community-related events as well, and now as partners with Flow Sports. Email us at info@vypemedia.com to find out more. Vype Live. We bring your teams to you.
Teams continue. I'm sorry. I wasn't ready to talk. I'm going to start over. Teams continuing to warm up here at Hobson Fieldhouse, as it's going to be Elkins and Bush. And let's describe the standings to everyone, Patrick. So it's one game into the district schedule, and you have the usual suspects at the top of the District 26A standings. Elkins, Bush, Ridgepoint, and Travis all got wins in their first district game, but it really doesn't mean all that much. For example, the Clements Rangers, they lost their opener. They went to overtime and ended up losing to, I can't remember who it was. I can't remember who beat Clements in overtime in the first game. I'm embarrassed about that. I'm drawing a blank. But the Rangers, despite that loss, overall are 16-5. They're pretty good. And Austin lost a close one to Travis. At least it was close for a while, but they are 10-10 overall. So I think Austin has a chance to perhaps grab a playoff spot. And then you got the Dulles Vikings. They're still struggling quite a bit. And George Ranch, I know that pre-district doesn't mean everything. They appear to be bringing up the rear, though. Their record is 4-16. So Bush, this is an important stretch of their schedule. They've got Elkins tonight, and then on Saturday they will be taking on the Travis Tigers. And you're going to be calling that game.
We'll be together on that one as well, and that'll be at the Bronco Gymnasium.
That's right, up there.
That night, or that afternoon, I should say.
It seems like we should think of a name for the Bush Gym. Perhaps the Stable, since it's the Broncos.
Man, you are on top of it.
Or Churchill Downs or something. We've got to think of something.
Bronco Downs. Well, the Elkins Knights are heading out to the floor here. They got some, see what the starters are here. We got Jackson Fields for the Knights. We got Barnett, Christopher Barnett, Ashton McKenzie. Let's see, number 2 out there is Justin Mitchell. And who am I missing there?
Chris Johnson.
Chris Johnson, number 0 is out there. I'll get the Bronco starters out there as soon as I can. One of them is Zion Bourgeois. I just decided that that's my favorite name to say, Bourgeois. Nice and easy, nice and smooth. Mercurius is out there as well for the Broncos. Here's a tip handled by the Broncos and a quick 2 from Obu. He made a nice layup there off the tip and an early bucket for the Broncos as they get off to a good start here. Elkins going left to right. In the corners, Johnson. Out on top is Fields. He's way out on top. Maybe a little bit further than he likes to be. Johnson now, left-hand dribble, baseline, looking for someone to go. And now he's double team, fights it up there, but he underlays, and the rebound comes down to Obu. He's got his name called a couple of times early here in the first minute. He takes it to the basket, lays it up and in. How about that? Ronio Obu with the first 2 buckets of the ball game, and the Broncos up 4-0 here with an early quick start for them. Mitchell has it for Elkins. Fields thought about a shot, but tried to go down low into the paint area to Barnett, and the pass was a little bit too tough for him to handle. And there's a foul down there on number 21, McKenzie of the Elkins Knights. So they've yet to score, and they've got 1 foul on the books as well here. Here's Ryan Hill for the Broncos. Also out there is Aaron Ballantyne. Here's a penetration move, and now a stop. Has it, and the ball's tipped out of bounds off of the Elkins Knights. Bourgeois out there. Let's see, I don't think I've mentioned, yes I have mentioned Mercurius. I believe I mentioned him, so I think I've got it all out there. Did I mention Aaron Ballantyne? I believe I have. Here's a penetration move, nice pass, down low to Mercurius, who lays it in, and all of a sudden, out of the gates, the Broncos lead 6-0, and Coach Thomas wants to call an early timeout. Roger, are we staying here, or are we going to hear from our sponsors?
I am ready to hit the sponsors right now.
All right, here we go. 6-0 Broncos.
Archer Volkswagen showroom is open, and our team's excited to help you. Visit our sales department Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Or bring your car in for service from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're closed on Sundays to rest and recharge with our families, so we can serve you well through the week. We hope to see you soon.
We're back here at Hobson Fieldhouse. It's 6-0 Broncos. Not quite 2 minutes played so far, and they're off to that early lead. The timeout there was by Coach Thomas of Elkins, and he wasn't overly demonstrative. He just wanted to settle his players down, remind them of the strategy for the night. Now the Broncos coming out and double teaming, and they're going to tip the ball away and make a steal. And that was Mercurius who ended up with the ball on the steal. Here's a long shot from Obu, who has made his 3rd shot of the game. He has 7 points already, and it's 9-0 Broncos. I would not have expected this start. Here's Johnson for Elkins. His pass was tipped off of, and they're looking at each other to see who it's off of, and they're saying it's off the Elkins Knights, but I thought it might have gone off one of the Broncos there, Roger, but we're not quite as close as the referees are, I guess. It's 9-0 Broncos.
The ball's kind of bouncing around like a pinball, and their players are really aggressively going after every loose ball.
Broncos have come out a little sharper here than the Knights here so far, as the score would indicate. Here's Obu, the star of the game so far, with 7 points, including a 3-pointer. Crossover dribble, still another crossover. He takes it to the basket, overlays, and the rebound down to Fields, and he's wide and broad on that rebound. He wasn't going to let anybody have it once he had it. Johnson, now they're going to double team him again, but he dribbles right through the double team. Jump stop, Fields up. Looked like he was fouled, and he was. I was waiting for that whistle. It was a little bit delayed. The foul was on number 20. That is Mercurius. That's his first foul.
You know, Jackson Fields has really developed as an athlete. He's no longer Skylar's little brother. Maybe Skylar's his big sister now.
Well, there you go. There's a nice free throw attempt. Makes it with nothing but the net there.
Skylar Fields, a star in volleyball at Ridge Point, took them to the 2018 finals where they lost a tough one to Flower Mound.
I think I remember you talking about that a time or two before one of the games, or during one of the games, and that second free throw rattles out, but it's rebounded in there by Barnett, who lays it in, so they end up getting a 3-point play out of it. 9-3 is the score. Where did she go to college?
She went to UT, and she's still there as a volleyball star.
So she plays on the, there's a ball that's deflected or lost by Obu, and he's getting harassed out there, and finally there's a foul
He had people coming at him. I think he was probably fouled 3 times, and the third time was the charm. And I finally the whistle blew.
I think Coach Gay was wondering when that foul would be called, and finally it was. And the Broncos have the ball, 9-3 lead with 4:40 to play here in the first quarter. Penetration move. Pass to the left side for 3. That is Valentine for 3. He got a good pass, set himself, and was ready for the shot, and he put it in. That's the second 3 of the night for the Broncos here in the first quarter. The ball is lost out of bounds off of the Elkins Knights as down low was Christopher Barnett. He just lost his footing and basically fell out of bounds. And it's 12-3.
By the way, we have fans closer
Broncos
to us at this particular venue than any other place.
It's kind of surprising, actually. Here's penetration move. Good defense by the Elkins Knights there, as looked like Osborne was in there playing pretty good defense. Step back for Johnson. He's a little long on his shot. Fields tried to get it for Elkins, and he knocked it out of bounds. At least that's what the referees called. And the Broncos will inbound it with a 9-point lead here just midway through here the first quarter from Hobson.
I got something to say when there's a break about fan proximity.
Yes. We'll be anxious to hear that. Here's Ryan Hill with the ball for the Broncos. He penetrates and dishes it back out. That's Valentine. Valentine now, he's penetrating the lane. He gets it off to Bourgeois. Left hand, lays it up, and he missed the shot. But the rebound comes down to the Broncos. Shot attempt no good from Hill. Had about a 12-footer there, and he just rattled it out. Johnson tried a little underhanded pass, but it was stolen away from Obu, who takes it to the basket and lays it in. Well, we've seen that a few times tonight.
That was a 4-on-2. Knights just not really hustling.
Here's the Elkins Knights coming down there quick, but there's a foul as Barnett went up strong, and he got fouled on the play.
Now, just when I said the Knights aren't hustling, Barnett did beat everybody down the floor, but the Bush defense reacted so quickly, he couldn't get a shot off. He did, however, draw the foul.
They were definitely, the Broncos are moving quick. They're galloping today. Here's the free throw attempt, around and out for Barnett.
Sorry, right behind us.
Yes, let's see.
We have, I don't know where these guys might be from Bush, but these are some big old high school athletes, and they make a lot of noise. And I almost was not able to see last night's game between Marshall and Angleton because of a bunch of buff football players who were in front of my table. But then I texted Coach Williams, and that took care of it.
Rebound attempt off the missed free throw is no good, but then Fields gets it back, and he lays it in. That's his third point of the night, and it's 14-5. Good hustle by Fields to corral that rebound and then lay it in. Broncos have it. Penetration in the middle of the lane, shot from 10 feet out, and that's good from Murray. Kyrie Murray on the board now. Broncos shooting a pretty good percentage here in the first quarter. Here's Johnson, gets by his man pretty easily. It's on the right baseline, looking for somebody to go to. He finds Woods, and now it's back over to Johnson. Takes a 3, and he gets it down low, and a nice pass to Barnett, who lays it in. Now he's got 4 points in the ball game now. Good pass by Chris Johnson.
You have a note to myself. I'm going to make a numerical Bush roster. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, that's have to take care of that for the next game, which is coming up on Saturday from the, what do you call it, Bronco Downs, or?
I'm working on a better name.
We're going to get some kind of a name for the Bronco Gymnasium. I'm sure you're all anxiously awaiting for that. Here's the penetration move and a shot in. That is from Murray again. Kyrie Murray has 4. 18-7. This is a surprise score, I think, early on. And that's the key word. It's early. We're still in the first quarter. Elkins has the ball. Johnson thought about pulling it up for a 3, and he's thought about it again. And he's still dribbling up top with Bourgeois playing strong defense. Field, right side. Johnson switch on the defensive end for the Broncos. They want to stay on Johnson. Crossover, step back 3 off the backboard. Hard and no good. Here come the Broncos again. Murray. Valentine, cross court. Obu thought about a three, then a crossover, and he's doing some fancy dribbling, takes it down, left baseline, lays it up, no good. He had to go over Murray and couldn't get it in there. Now there's going to be a loose ball foul. They're going to call it against the Elkins, and I'm not sure who, but that might be Fields here. 32, that is on Barnett. I didn't really see the foul there. There was a lot of hustle by both teams. And now into the ball game comes Wilson.
It's like a pass play in football. You could call holding nearly every time.
Seems like
you
it.
could have called. You take your choice.
And how do you call it? Who
There's
do
a
you
lot
call
of
it
contact there.
Now back into the ball game for the Broncos. Let's see. Somebody came in. Get that for you in a second here.
I didn't see either.
I think it was Ryan Hill, I think, stepped back into the ball game. Left-hand dribble. Obu. 40 seconds to play here in the first quarter, and the Broncos lead by 11 over the Elkins Knights. Obu still has it. Looking now. He's got Valentine. Aaron Valentine back to Obu for three. He's going to be wide on that one. No good. Rebound attempt comes down to Wilson of the Knights. And now Johnson has it. Takes the penetration. Looked like he might have carried the ball, but no call there. Woods all the way to the basket. Nice pass and a great block. It looked like Bourgeois made the block. He takes it all the way to the basket. Misses the shot, but it was laid in off the rebound by Murray at the buzzer. Well, Roger, it was quite a stampede for the Broncos here in the first quarter. It's 20-7.
Good verb, Patrick. All right, we'll be right back on VypeFortBend.com.
For nearly a decade, Comcast has been helping students get ready. We've connected 4 million low-income students to low-cost, high-speed Xfinity internet. We're working with hundreds of school districts across the country to sponsor free internet and laptops. And now, we're turning 1,000 community centers into lift zones, Wi-Fi-enabled safe spaces to study, so more students have the tools they need to be ready for anything. Learn more at comcast.com/education.
Archer Volkswagen showroom is open, and our team's excited to help you. Visit our sales department Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Or bring your car in for service from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're closed on Sundays to rest and recharge with our families, so we can serve you well through the week. We hope to see you soon.
So last night in that big Marshall Buffs blowout of Angleton, 86-51 was the final. You had all these Buffs football players who, during pregame they're standing in front of the table, and I'm just not going to be able to see the game. But we got guys behind us from Bush, and they're making a lot of noise, and one of them is wearing a lot of cologne.
I'm just a little curious why they would sit there, because it would seem like they were in their way. But perhaps they feel comfortable doing that. Here's McKenzie in the ball game for Elkins. Crossover dribble, looks for a pass. He gets it off to Wilson. Cross court to Woods, Todd Woods. Left hand penetration move. Floater from 12, or a little closer than 12 feet, but it was a good shot off the backboard.
I think these Bush guys, they want to be close to their homies and cheer for them so they can hear them. I think that's it.
Here's penetration for the Broncos. Lost down there. And here come Elkins, the Knights, and Johnson takes it in for the two-hand slam. He said, I'm going to take care of this business with some statements here. It's 20-11. They score the first 4 points of the second quarter. Bourgeois, he penetrates the lane from about 14, and he banks it off the backboard. No good. Rebound comes down to Osborne for the Knights. Roger had mentioned something about the depth of the Knights before the game, and they've shown they have some depth as they got some new players in there. Here's Bourgeois off the bad pass, lays it up, no good, but the tip is good from the trailer, and that is Mercurius. Nice job of trailing the play and anticipating the missed shot. It's 22-11. Broncos. Chris Johnson taking things in his own hands now. Posting up, passes out for the right side three-pointer. Now there's a rebound attempt as the three-pointer was shot by McKenzie, and one of the players for the Broncos is down.
As Bourgeois, he just kind of got bent, folded, and stapled as the Elkins player was going up there for the rebound. It was nothing on purpose. But, what goes up must come down.
What's interesting about that play is Bourgeois had the inside position. The rebounder had the ball before contact was made, and he kind of landed on Bourgeois. And the foul was on the rebounder.
And it looked like Bourgeois was going to need to have the trainer's attention, but now he looks like he's okay. He's coming out for a minute or two, get a swig of sports drink.
Sure he'll be back in due time. Here come the Broncos with Hill. Obu being pressured by Woods of the Elkins Knights. 6 minutes to play the first half, 22-11 Broncos. Obu all the way to the basket, no good on the lay-in. And Chris Johnson comes out of there with it for the Knights. He takes it right-hand dribble to the block and dishes it off at the very end of his jump. Nobody was able to get a shot off, though. That was Osborne. Now the floater is in for McKenzie, Ashton McKenzie.
One of those shots that crawled over the front of the rim and dove in.
It kind of was almost started on the bottom of the rim and just rolled on in. Broncos have it. Valentine spinning now to the right side. Thought about a step-back shot. Now he tried cross-court, but it was stolen away by Chris Johnson as he anticipated the pass well. Now the ball's tipped away from him, and attempt of a save there from Murray. Kyrie Murray did a heck of a job tipping it away and almost saved it, but it was out of bounds. Might have stepped on the end line there, or the out-of-bounds line, as he tried to save it.
Bush I'm sorry.
That's all right. Here we go. Go. What do you got?
Bush got a fast start. They were up 14-3, and they're still up by 9, but we know there are going to be spurts and runs in this game.
You've got to
and
believe
I know
that.
they've got to be ready to weather the storm.
I would believe you're right on that. Here's Wilson for Elkins. Johnson now. He's 45 feet out. Looking for a little motion from his offense. Gets a pick from Wilson. Now he's way at the half-court line. He's almost lost the ball, but got it to his teammate. Shot attempt from the right side. No good from Todd Woods, as he was a little long on that three-point attempt. Valentine, corner. Murray up and in. What a shot as he went to the left baseline and went underneath the basket to lay it in on a reverse.
As Leonard Skinner once said, "Show me the back door."
There you go, and it's back to that 11-point lead.
That was "Give Me 3 Steps." It was that song.
Yeah. I think the biggest lead of the night has been 13 for the Broncos. They are at 11 right now. It's been hovering between 9 and 13 the last few minutes. Now ball now is a tie-up situation, and it's off of, actually it wasn't a tie-up. There was a fight for the ball, and the ball ended up going out of bounds, and the referee said it went off of Chris Johnson. I sense, maybe Roger, maybe you could confirm this, but I'm sensing the Broncos with a little more energy than the Elkins
Knights. They sure seem to have that. Yeah, they definitely do. Both teams have been resting since Saturday. Maybe a hard practice.
Perhaps. Murray, crossover, right elbow, no good on the shot. Rebound comes down to Chris Johnson of the Knights. Good pass as he has a man rolling to the basket. That was McKenzie, but it was blocked out of there. And here comes Obu. He has it stolen from him. Here's Woods. He lays it in for the Knights. Todd Woods ended up with the steal and got the lay-in. And I notice at the table now is Bourgeois ready to come back into the ball game. I figured he wouldn't be sitting too long. 24-15, 3.5 to play here in the first half. It's been a good first half, especially for the Broncos. Obu from three-point land. Around and out, no good. And here's Johnson. He has several rebounds here in the game. And he called the timeout as he lost control of the ball, and then he had to call for the timeout. We'll take a break. 24-15, Broncos over the Knights.
And we mean everything. We take care of you, so you can take care of business. Office Depot Office Max.
Taking care of business.
Hello, fans. This is Bradley Stavanaugh with Needville Insurance. We know Fort Bend County. I'm a fourth-generation resident of Fort Bend. I'm your local, hometown, trusted agent. With over 30 carriers and 9 auto insurance carriers, we shop the insurance for you. We know insurance is hard. We know it's complicated. We make it easy for you. We have Spanish speakers here available for you. Call us at 979-793-7411 or needvilleinsurance.com. Once again, call us 979-793-7411.
We're back here at Hobson, and the Elkins Knights have just hit a 3. I believe it was Todd Woods. He has 7 points here in the second quarter. It's 24-18, the closest it's been since early on in the first quarter, and the ball was dribbled off of one of the Elkins Knights out of bounds, and the Broncos will maintain possession with 2:42 to play. First half, it's been a pretty good first half. Elkins now trying to get themselves closer. They've been down by 9, 10, 11 most of the half. Here's the pass over here to the right side. Valentine misses the 3, and Fields come up with the rebound. He kind of stumbled. Almost looked like he might have traveled there, but no call. And here's Woods, Todd Woods, who's had a really good second quarter, coming in and giving him a spark. Johnson fakes it, looking for a 3. Now he penetrates the lane. Off to the right side, it's Woods again. He brackets that one. No good. Rebound comes down to the Knights, though. Layup, no good by Barnett. And I'm not sure what the call was on that, Roger. Was
Me
it a travel?
either, because the Broncos are getting the ball. Aaron Valentine, by the way, he played quarterback and some slot receiver for the Broncos during the football season. He may be the starting quarterback next fall.
Well, he's a sophomore. So, yeah, that's a good chance. Here's a drive, penetration by Bourgeois, but they got him stepping out of bounds. So, turnover by the Broncos.
You know, the Broncos were up by 11, matching their biggest lead, and they got that amazing shot block by Kyrie Murray, and they started to push the ball down the floor, but a beautiful little poke-away steal by Elkins, and they got the basket, and now it's a 6-point game, and the Knights have the ball.
It's an interesting, those little things. It's not really a little thing if you make a steal, but they can turn things around. Here's Johnson down to Fields, head fake, and he got a block from behind. What a block. And now there's a whistle as penetration was attempted there by Lynch. That's the first time I've mentioned his name. Coming out of there, Broncos looked like they were going to have it out of there as Murray made a nice block. But then up came Van Lynch for the Knights. Now they inbound the ball underneath their own basket. Johnson's going to inbound it. He gets it back from Barnett. Now he's in the corner being pushed out of bounds. And the pushing foul is going to be against Mercurius. Pushed him with that right forearm. And they said they got 3 fouls on Mercurius. He's the first player in foul trouble. And Bourgeois will enter the game and give Mercurius the break with the 3 fouls. A minute 26 to play in the first half. Still a 6-point lead for the Broncos. Chris Johnson inbounds it to Fields, back to Johnson, penetrates the lane, and he lost the ball, but it was scooped up nicely by Barnett, who lays it in. He has 6 points on the night.
Get out the can, here comes the garbage man.
Here, that's right. It's a 4-point game now all of a sudden. Broncos have controlled the whole first half, but this little run here in the last couple minutes for the Elkins Knights has drawn them within 4. Here's a shot that's long. Good defense by the Knights, and they got a chance to cut it to 2 or 1 here. With under a minute to play here in the first half. Chris Johnson being double teamed. He throws it down low to Barnett, and he overthrew him. Barnett kind of made a cut toward the elbow, and Johnson thought he was going to be toward the basket.
I really am
sailed out of bounds.
I'm impressed with the hustle and relentless play of Kyrie Murray. He could be sued for harassment. I mean, he is just in the Knights' faces. Every time he's guarding someone, he's coming over on help side defense.
He also has 8 points. Here's a steal. Johnson has it. Up, and he overlays it. Rebound comes down to the Knights. That was Lynch, but he lost it. And now a steal from the Broncos. They've got 30 seconds. Well, 25 seconds now to play here in the first half. I believe they might be going for one here. Coach Gay instructing them. I think he's telling them to settle it down and get this last shot. 15 seconds to play here in the first half. Valentine being guarded by Fields way out at half court. Valentine penetrates, looking, and he throws it right to the Elkins Knights. Here's Chris Johnson. Long three off the backboard, no good. We hit halftime here at Hobson. An entertaining half. Controlled by the Broncos, but the Elkins Knights made a good push at the end, and it's 24-20 at halftime.
Yeah, a little bit closer than it was there for a while. So let me ask you something, Patrick, as our tease for halftime. We don't have an interview, but we have something very entertaining if we describe it very well. Do you remember what the old defensive coordinator, Buddy Ryan, when he was the Oilers defensive coordinator,
yes,
he didn't like offensive players, he didn't like offensive coaches, he didn't like offenses, period. Right. He also didn't like the run and shoot offense, which the Oilers used. What did Buddy Ryan derisively call it?
Oh my gosh. You said it's a run and shoot, but he would call it something else.
I'll give you a hint.
Remember.
It's kind of, it speaks to how you can get your quarterback hit, because, you know, if you blitz the run and shoot well, then the quarterback can be in jeopardy. So what does the quarterback need to do?
He needs
Buddy Ryan called it the Chuck and Duck.
Chuck and Duck, yeah.
Okay, well, I'm here to tell you that we are going to have an activity called Chuck-a-Duck.
Oh, yeah, they got these ducks that they're selling. What do you get pay $1 to get a shot or something?
Yeah, and it's to raise money for Knights basketball. We'll take a quick break, and we'll see if we can figure out who wins.
For nearly a decade, Comcast has been helping students get ready. We've connected 4 million low-income students to low-cost, high-speed Xfinity internet. We're working with hundreds of school districts across the country to sponsor free internet and laptops. And now, we're turning 1,000 community centers into lift zones, Wi-Fi-enabled safe spaces to study, so more students have the tools they need to be ready for anything. Learn more at comcast.com/education.
All right, so Logan Abadi, who is a Knights baseball player in the front row on the far side of the Hobson Fieldhouse. He had his first 2 throws at the target with his tiny little ducks that are no bigger than the golf ball, and now everybody's throwing at one time, and they have the number. You know, they keep track of which one. Somebody got on the vinyl target.
So that whoever's closest gets what?
They get a $25 Whataburger gift card, and all the money that they paid to buy a duck. It sounds like a Marx Brothers routine, buy a duck. So everybody tried to buy a duck, and one just rolled over the vinyl target. You got this bullseye right in the middle of the basketball court, and one person has been able to get it onto the vinyl so it's not on the circles. And this is Dean Brantley, son of the head football coach Dennis Brantley. He's going to call out the number. Well, it's one of those Knights athletes who doesn't play basketball, and I couldn't quite understand what Dean Brantley, the name that he gave, but he didn't have to look at a list. He knew on sight who that young man was.
All I can say is I hope they get all the little ducks off the floor before the start of the second half.
Well, what they did before the game is they got all their ducks in a row.
That's
and now they
exactly,
got them all
Roger.
on the floor. But I'm just thinking, how many ducks do you think there were out there?
I'm going to say 25.
With 25, then they broke even on the Whataburger gift card, unless
maybe there was 30.
The Whataburger folks donated it.
They've missed 3 of the ducks.
Hey, Ryan! Ryan!
Yes.
That's Ryan Dunsmore of the Fort Bend Herald.
Well,
and
there's another one out there. Right? There's 4 out there. There's 5, 6. I see.
You know, I don't know why these ducks don't line up like they instinctively
1, 2, 3, and there's I see 2 more out there. I'm telling you, you don't want to have any ducks on the floor.
Well, you do want to have ducks on the pond if you're playing baseball, which is an expression that means you have loaded the bases. And when you're on offense, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Well, I really thought, Patrick, that the Chuck-a-Duck event was going to take longer.
Well, that means we gotta say some things now.
Well, why don't we take a quick break?
Yeah, good idea.
While we're in that break, we'll think of some things. Okay, we'll be back. VypeFortBend.com. Our halftime score: the Bush Broncos lead the Elkins Knights 24-20, and first place in District 26A boys basketball is on the line. Patrick and I will be back.
Archer Volkswagen showroom is open, and our team's excited to help you. Visit our sales department Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Or bring your car in for service from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're closed on Sundays to rest and recharge with our families, so we can serve you well through the week. We hope to see you soon.
First Iron Automotive understands with the new year comes change. Well, we don't believe all change is good, so we are keeping our $15 off an oil change. So now's the time to head to the website, firstironauto.com, and claim your savings. First Iron Automotive, supporting school and youth sports programs for years, getting you to and from the game always. Make your appointment today at any of the 4 convenient locations in Sugar Land and Cinco Ranch. All 4 stores open on Saturday. firstironauto.com.
Hello, I'm Gary Horn with Horn Solutions. We agree with energy analysts that the energy market has stabilized. We anticipate significant merger and acquisition activity. Good resources are scarce. Horn Solutions is positioned to assist you in accounting, finance, IT, and supply chain. Our staff can assist you with outsourcing, or we can supply you with resources to join your staff. Visit hornsolutions.net for details.
Gary Horn is a highly successful businessman who has made a huge impact in people's lives, and he loves what he does for a living. That's a big reason why Gary Horn and Horn Solutions support Get a Great Gig. Get a Great Gig is a free job search consultation service that will help you find a job you love, whether it's to make more money or get personal fulfillment in the career of your choice. Email them at getagreatgig@gmail.com or on Twitter at getgreatgigs.
Become a Vype Insider today. Access breaking news in high school sports. Enjoy premium articles and exclusive coverage written by expert analysts, and watch exclusive videos, documentaries on programs in your area. It's only $2.99 a month if you subscribe for the monthly plan. If you go for the yearly plan, it rounds out to just $1.99 a month. It costs you only $24 a year to get all of your Vype news throughout the entire year. Subscribe today. What are you waiting for? It's less than a cup of coffee a month. Become a Vype Insider. $2.99 a month, $23.99 for the whole year. Hey, it's Vype. We will see you at the games.
All right, Patrick, we're back inside Hobson Fieldhouse, and I don't know if you caught that comment during our countdown to tip-off show with Coach Brandon Gay of the Bush Broncos, but he said that in the first go-round of District 26A teams playing each other, they're basically going to play on Wednesdays and Saturdays.
I did hear that.
And so once everybody has played their first 7 district games, I guess then we'll go to the more familiar Tuesday, Friday rotation. And so I guess we got to be ready for that. But you know me, I've put my schedule together a long time ago, and I've kind of picked out which games I think we're going to do, but with basketball, it's a good idea to keep your eyes on the standings.
Yes.
And, you know, maybe if you had thought 3 weeks before that you were going to do Game A, then maybe you figure out that Game B or Game C would be a better one to do. So we'll always try to bring you the best game.
So I think the couple of key points there would be, number one, you got to be flexible. Number two, you don't want to reveal your schedule too soon. Would that be a fair statement?
Yeah, I mean, we don't make that public because we might change our minds.
That's exactly right.
It's kind of like it is very smart when the National Football League figures out flex scheduling, because you might have thought that back in July a certain game sounded like it'd be a great game on Monday Night Football in the next to last week of the season. And then it turns out to be a game that's really of no consequence.
Well, what do you think, Roger, speaking of the NFL, what do you think of the 17-game schedule?
I don't like it. I
am right with you.
I can't really explain it, but, you know, a season just needs to have an even number of games.
Just doesn't make any sense.
In baseball, you got 162.
Yeah.
In the NBA, when it's a standard season, you have 82.
Yeah.
The NFL, since we've been around, has always been 14 or 16 games.
Yeah, you hate to say it, but I think it comes down to money always. Somehow there's an extra week of football, and then they have a different kind of a playoff setup and whatnot. Always comes down to the networks and whatever. So, the players and teams are both back on the floor. They've had their warm-up shots, and the clock is winding down, and it's a 24-20 ball game. The first quarter belonged to the Broncos, who took a 20-7 lead at the end of the first quarter. Then it flipped. The Knights outscored the Broncos 13-4 in the second quarter, which drew them to within 4 points. And so I think we're poised for a pretty good finish here in the second half.
Well, I would really like to see some drama. I mean, we've seen so many football games and basketball games since the school year started where we thought we had a pretty good matchup and it would go right down to the end, and it's pretty rare that we've had a nail-biter right in the last minute.
We have not had many of those, that's for sure. Broncos have it. Bourgeois. He will be the first person to dribble the ball here in the second half. Hill has it. Back to Bourgeois. Now Valentine. Steal by the Elkins Knights. All the way down the court comes the shot, and it's good from McKenzie. He hung in the air that time and got some body contact. That's his second bucket of the night. He has 4 points total. And the steal, let's see, that was made by Todd Woods. He made a long pass down to McKenzie, who was able to lay it in and draw the foul. And it's as close as they've been since early on. They're down by 2. Fields with the rebound off the missed free throw. Knights have it. Chance to tie or take the lead. Here's Johnson to the basket, and he was fouled as he goes in. He'll shoot 2 free throws. He was bound and determined that he was going to get a shot off there.
And you know what? If he goes to the line and hits them both, all of a sudden, we're tied.
And the foul, I believe they called it on Murray there.
Murray, yes. And the foul prior to that was Ronio Obu.
I did not get that one earlier. And the first free throw is good. Now the Knights have shot 5-7. This will be their 7th free throw in the ball game. And the Broncos have yet to shoot a free throw. I say that very softly here. Here's the free throw attempt. It's good, and it's a tie ball game. So the Knights from the free throw line are 3 for 7. Not a great percentage, but they got some points. Here's a steal, and almost a steal as Valentine gets it back for the Broncos. Obu for 3. He was hot earlier, and he hadn't scored in a while now. Elkins down with the rebound. It's McKenzie. To the basket goes Johnson. No good on his shot. He's underlaid it. Woods has it to Johnson. He is going to lay it in. And that's the first lead of the ball game for the Knights. And a timeout from Coach Gay of the Broncos. It's 26-24.
Yeah.
Elkins.
The Knights have gone on a 6-0 run in the third, and we'll be back.
For nearly a decade, Comcast has been helping students get ready. We've connected 4 million low-income students to low-cost, high-speed Xfinity internet. We're working with hundreds of school districts across the country to sponsor free internet and laptops. And now, we're turning 1,000 community centers into lift zones, Wi-Fi-enabled safe spaces to study, so more students have the tools they need to be ready for anything. Learn more at comcast.com/education.
You know, Patrick, if you're a Bush Broncos fan, you have to hope that you're not the victim of that situation where sometimes it can be tough to get the air back in the balloon. They did have that lead of 11 points and had a chance to expand on it, and now they're down.
Yeah, it was 20-7 at the end of the first quarter, and they were flying high, and now since then they've only scored 4 points.
Okay, yes, 20-7. The lead was 13 at one point.
Yeah, so now the steal by Woods for the Knights. Takes it to the basket, and he has it stolen away from him as Obu ended up with the ball. The ball was tipped out of bounds off the Broncos, and the Knights will maintain possession with Chris Johnson passing it in underneath his own basket. Bourgeois will be there to defend him. Swing it around. Fields has it. Going to go back to Johnson for three-point land, and now he gets it down low to Barnett, who was held. The defender had his hand on the waist, and when the referee sees that, they are blowing that whistle in a hurry. Here's Chris Johnson, 6:30 to play, third quarter. Elkins up 2. Johnson gets it back after inbounding it to McKenzie. Johnson spinning from about 10 feet out, off the backboard hard, and Fields gets the rebound, but he's fouled. Who's the foul on? Maybe Bourgeois? 11, that's Bourgeois picking up a foul, and Fields will go to the free throw line. He'll shoot 2 more. Roger, you're got something here.
Hold on a second.
Fields makes his first free throw. He's now 1 for 3, or 2 for 3. Valentine? What's a foul on Valentine?
The foul was on Valentine.
Okay, I thought he had 11 on the board there.
Well, he does.
I mean, I thought he said 11, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, we know the foul was on the Broncos. We know that
if
for
the
sure.
scoreboard guy's right, then it was on Valentine. And yes, we do know it was on the Broncos. We may not be smart men, but we knew that.
All right, so here we go. The Broncos looking desperately for a score, and the ball stolen away by Chris Johnson, who protects the ball, going to the basket. Looked like he was fouled. No call. And here come the Broncos down the floor. He's fouled on his shot. That is Murray. He puts it in, and Chris Johnson is still down, shaken up a little bit by the play that just happened. This is going to be the first free throw of the ball game now for the Broncos. Chris Johnson now looking like he's going to walk it off. He might have turned his ankle. He might have been fouled on the play on that steal. He thought he was anyway.
By the way, how would you describe the color of Kyrie Murray's shoes as he stands at the line? It's not quite orange. It's not quite hot pink.
Well,
it's not magenta.
Would it be like neon orange?
It could be, but there's a little more red in there. It's very hard to describe color.
They're bright. We know that for sure. We know he's wearing some shoes because they stand out. And Murray, who has 10 points in the ball game, looking for number 11, he's got it on the free throw. And the three-point play is completed. It's 28-27. I don't think they marked that free throw yet on the board.
There they go.
There it is. And now it looks like the Broncos might be setting up a 2-2-1 three-quarter court press here.
But the Knights have outscored the Broncos 8-3 here in the third.
And lead by 1. Down in the right corner is Osborne. Woods has it. This is the Elkins Knights. Johnson to the basket. Lays it up and in. A nice little finger roll for Chris Johnson, and he's kind of woken up here in the second half. He has 6 here in the half, 8 in the ball game. He only scored 2 there in the first half. A bit uncharacteristic. Bourgeois has it for the Broncos. Gets a pick. And then he goes left side. And the pass is stolen away. Elkins has it. Several turnovers of late here from the Broncos, as the Elkins Knights defense has turned it up a notch, as they say. Woods, beautiful pass to Fields, who lays it in. Give credit to Todd Woods, and we have another timeout. 32-27, Elkins over Bush.
For nearly a decade, Comcast has been helping students get ready. We've connected 4 million low-income students to low-cost, high-speed Xfinity internet. We're working with hundreds of school districts across the country to sponsor free internet and laptops. And now, we're turning 1,000 community centers into lift zones, Wi-Fi-enabled safe spaces to study, so more students have the tools they need to be ready for anything. Learn more at comcast.com/education.
Those of you out there who follow VypeFortBend.com might be surprised to hear that we don't have a broadcast tomorrow. There's nothing on the schedule, but on Friday we'll be right back at it. The Marshall Buffs, we're going to follow them on the road as they take on Lamar Consolidated, trying to stay undefeated in District 24 5A. And then on Saturday we've got 2 games. We've got a girls game as Austin is hosting George Ranch in the morning, and then Patrick will have the play-by-play on the 1 o'clock boys game. Bush hosting Travis.
And speaking of Bush, they have the basketball. Bourgeois takes it to the basket and lays it in. Nice lay-in by Bourgeois. That's his first basket of the night. Well, let's see. Roger's giving me, so did I get the wrong guy there?
Valentine is 11, and the Bourgeois is 1.
And Bourgeois is not even in the ball game, so it's got to be Valentine. Well, I saw the one.
My funny Valentine.
I didn't see both ones. I apologize about that.
That's
okay.
Why
They're
pretty close to each other. Kind of like the Baylor uniforms.
And if it's number 11, though, now Chris Johnson just made a shot. Now I'm all just shuffled now.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have.
So now I want to tell Roger that number 11, according to my book, is Ryan Hill. So that's, unless I have that wrong.
Okay.
So Ryan Hill would have been the guy scoring that last basket for the Broncos.
Yeah,
this is Valentine from the right side. He puts it in.
You're right.
Okay, so
it's my eyes.
Well,
I'm messing you up. I'm messing you up bad, and I'm so sorry.
I'm glad we got the other basket correct. Elkins has it now. Fields down low. Good pass. And that number is McKenzie. He has now 6 points. Ashton McKenzie doing a nice job here in the second half with 4. 6 overall. It's 37-21. Now here's the penetration again. That was Hill. And a foul on the rebound. Looks like Elkin's going to get a foul.
It would have been perfectly justifiable, Patrick, if you had elbowed me in the temple after I gave you a wrong cue on the jersey. So
elbowed you in
right.
the temple. I would never want to do that.
Well, but then it would keep me from doing this again. But
No,
to correct my mistake, Aaron Valentine is number 10. Ryan Hill is number 11, and Zion Bourgeois is number 1.
Well, here's Mercurius with the first free throw, and it's good.
Well, I'm sorry, Patrick.
Second. Well, I had it wrong to begin with. That's what got us all started here. I had Bourgeois scoring the basket, but it was really Hill, and then we got all turned around. But I think we're back on track now here with Mercurius putting the second one in, also as the Broncos are 3 for 3 from the free throw line. Big
By the
free
way,
throws.
As this season rolls on, the more you watch these boys Class 6A games, you may come to the conclusion that Chris Johnson is the best Class 6A player in Fort Bend ISD. He has been very impressive. It's just tonight he's not even playing his best game, and yet he's still having a big impact.
Well, speaking of that, he just threw the ball away as Obu comes up with it for the Broncos. Valentine thought about a 3, gets it back after a pass, and he's going to shoot it for 3, but it's short. Rebound comes down to Todd Woods, who's played a really good second quarter. He's had a good third quarter on the floor. No points, but just steady as she goes. He penetrates the lane. Now he floats one up there from about 10. No good on the shot. Rebound comes down to the Broncos, and that was Mercurius with a strong rebound, not allowing anybody to snatch it away from him. Here's Valentine for the Broncos. Right-hand dribble to the baseline. He's fouled on the shot as Woods kind of undercut him. And Valentine will go to the free throw line for 2 free throws. All of a sudden, now the Broncos are seeing the free throw line. As we had mentioned a while ago that they hadn't had a free throw. All of a sudden, now they're going to be shooting their 4th and 5th free throw here in the third quarter.
You know what I'm going to do for you before Saturday afternoon gets here?
What are you going to do?
I'm going to make you a numerically correct Bush roster.
Well,
we both need that.
I could probably do that. I got the roster. I just got to put it up numerically. I thought about doing that tonight, but then I thought maybe it was the way it was for a reason, and I found out it wasn't the way it was for a reason. I thought about alphabetical order. It's not alphabetically.
Yeah.
It's nothing. I don't know how it got to be the way it is, but here's the second free throw. It's good. He missed the first, did Valentine, and he got the second one, drawing his team to within 3, 37-34. Johnson hits Fields, takes it to the basket, and puts it in. Nice job by Johnson to hit Fields on the move, and he took it in there easily. He's got 6 here in the quarter, does Fields. 39-34. Valentine, crossover dribble. He's at the left elbow, and now he gets it off to his teammate Hill. And now Bourgeois is in the ball game, number 1. Over to Obu. He has to float it high over Fields, and he got it in there. That's his first basket of the half. That's his first basket since the first quarter. We came out blazing with 7 in about the first 2 minutes. Nice pass down low. Elkins has got it down low, and it's a good shot by Barnett. And a good pass. I believe Johnson made that pass. Barnett now has 8. He's had a good ball game as well. Good balanced scoring from the Elkins Knights. Ball's tipped away from Ryan Hill. Johnson has it for Elkins. Crossover, a little loop pass, a hook pass that was deflected, and then Barnett got it back, got it tipped out of bounds off the Broncos. It's a 5-point lead for the Broncos. I believe that's their largest lead of the night. The Knights have had I don't know who I said. The Knights have their biggest lead, which is 5, I believe. And the Broncos had a 13-point lead early. Another nice pass down low as Barnett just finding space down there. I'm not sure who's on him, but the passes are going right to him down low, and he's just laying it in. Easy as pie. 43-36 as the Knights now have control of this ball game. An errant pass goes out of the bounds off the lunging hand of Bourgeois. Yeah, I would say one of the problems the Broncos have had tonight here since the first quarter has been their turnovers. They've really turned the ball over multiple times here. Give credit to Elkins, their quick defense. Ever since the first quarter, it's been Elkins. Johnson, right baseline, hits Fields, coming across the lane. He missed his shot, fight for his rebound, but Obu comes down with it for the Broncos. Bourgeois, nice hard drive in the lane, misses his shot, fight for the rebound, and Fields has it for Elkins. Does a wise thing by spinning and pivoting and getting it to his guard. Like to see that from the big guy.
Although the big guy can dribble down the floor when he needs to.
I'm not saying he can't do it. Just want to get the ball to the quarterback, so to speak. Johnson has it, left side, being guarded. And a shot attempt is up, and he's going to call an offensive foul. I'm not sure. That Ryan Hill was in his grill, so to speak.
And you said that Fields was doing a good job getting the ball to the quarterback, and up until the second week of the football season, he tried to get the ball from his literal quarterback, as he was a very gifted receiver, but he decided to go straight basketball instead of being a two-sport athlete.
Here's Hill for the Broncos. Down low, hits his man on a little lay-in shot from Mercurius, and he has now 8 points. Good pass from Hill. Long 3 for Elkins. Around and out at the buzzer. That came from McKenzie. We played 3 from Hobson, and it's 43-38 Elkins.
Archer Volkswagen showroom is open, and our team's excited to help you. Visit our sales department Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Or bring your car in for service from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're closed on Sundays to rest and recharge with our families, so we can serve you well through the week. We hope to see you soon.
First Tire Automotive understands with the new year comes change. Well, we don't believe all change is good, so we are keeping our $15 off an oil change. So now's the time to head to the website firsttireandauto.com and claim your savings. First Tire Automotive, supporting school and youth sports programs for years, getting you to and from the game always. Make your appointment today at any of the 4 convenient locations in Sugar Land and Cinco Ranch. All 4 stores open on Saturday. firsttireandauto.com.
All right, Patrick, here we are in the Bush Broncos, trailing by 5 as we get to the final quarter, 8 minutes to go.
Yes.
And I think if they can get Obu hot again, I think that could really spark the rest of the Broncos offense. But Elkins does kind of have a height advantage, not a huge one, but a little bit across the board.
Yeah, I believe you're right on that, and it's been Elkins has dominated the last 2 quarters, and they start off the fourth quarter with a nice little jumper from about 12 feet out on the right baseline from Chris Johnson. He now has 12 points. He is showing his true colors here in the second half. penetration. Good pass down to Mercurius, who lays it in. And now he has 10 points in the ball game. Had a good game so far. Johnson being harassed by Hill. Ryan Hill really trying to focus on the good ball player, Chris Johnson. Right baseline penetration, no good, but it's going to be a foul, and I believe the foul might be on Murray, Kyrie Murray.
And so you said that Johnson is starting to show his true colors, and speaking of colors, the official colors of the Elkins Knights, royal blue and Vegas gold.
I was wondering what you would say on that. It would be gold. I guess that's got to be a gold. It's not yellow, is it?
Well, it's the Vegas gold is what you see on the football helmets.
Okay,
it doesn't so much conform to the exact specifications of Vegas gold on the basketball uniforms.
Well, here's Jacoby Osborne with his first point of the night on a free throw attempt. It's a good shot there, and he's got a second one coming. He's off the bracket on that one. Fields get the long rebound to Johnson, who lays it in. Boy, that's the kind of player you're talking about as far as possibly being the best in the district. The way he took that ball to the basket and just finger rolled it in. It's now an 8-point lead for Elkins as they're kind of trying to stretch it out here a little bit. Bourgeois has it for the Broncos. Pass to the left side. No good on the shot. And the ball's tipped out of bounds off the Broncos. The shot attempt that time was from Murray. He tried to shoot a three, and he was a little long on it. But the Broncos get the ball back. As looks like Valentine's going to pass it in for the Broncos. Aaron Valentine. Here's Obu coming back in the ball game. Obu, who had that great first quarter, and then also into the ball game. Let's see. Boy, I missed that number for the Elkins Knights. I think it's Iro who came into the ball game for the first time tonight. Valentine crossover in the lane, spinning and fading from about 10 and puts it in. That was a really nice shot from Valentine. He has 8 now.
It was all about the footwork, kind of like Akeem Olajuwon.
He kind of looked like that there. Here's a good pass down low, overlay, and a foul. As the man who just came into the ball game, Jeffrey Iro, got a good pass, laid it up, but he was fouled on the shot attempt. And so he'll shoot 2. And a 48-42 ball game with 6:26 to play in the ball game from Hobson. His first free throw is no good. That's Jeffrey Iro. He'll get another one. And you were talking about the height advantage, and I'm just looking at the guys out there right now, Roger, and it's just, it kind of does show the height advantage to the Elkins Knights. Here's Iro with his second attempt. It is good this time.
You can't coach height, you know.
You sure can't do that. I remember as Iro comes out of the ball game with Barnett stepping back in for the Elkins Knights. I remember the first time I ever heard that, I believe it was from Al McGuire, who said you can't teach. Let's see, you can't teach a guy to be 7 foot, but you can teach a 7-footer how to play basketball. Something like that. Anyway, here's Valentine. Oh, he had it swatted out of the bounds right into the belly of the referee, who just nonchalantly caught it. I mean, what a play. That might have been the best play of the night. As Fields now deflects the inbound pass.
Well, that's, that's what Marv Albert would say is a facial. Fields has just delivered a facial.
He delivered a facial right to the belly of the referee. And he just caught it and got him ready for the next play. And the rebound attempt off the missed shot for the Broncos. And Johnson got it. Now it's to Fields, who passes it off to the right side. And the recipient of that pass is Osborne. Jacoby Osborne now has 3 points. As everybody's getting in the action here for the Elkins Knights. Now there's a foul called down low on McKenzie. Ashton McKenzie apparently forced Valentine out of bounds.
They used to have a rule in the NBA back when we were very young called the force out.
Yeah.
And
they wouldn't call it a foul, they call it a force out.
Yeah. And so that one, I guess we went back to the old days, and there was no foul called.
He didn't call a foul on there?
No foul at all. It's just a ball out of bounds. And they said, he kind of the gesture like when a field goal misses wide right or wide left. It was a two-hand gesture.
I didn't think you had to call a foul on that, didn't you?
But there, you would think so, because in the old days, there was a force-out rule.
Yeah,
now there's no longer a force-out rule, but that's kind of the way he called it.
See what happened, back in those days, Roger. The referees could control whether a guy would get a foul or not. He could get over the foul situation by just calling it a force-out. He wouldn't have to call a foul.
It was discretionary.
And it really turned out to be a bad rule. As Elkins makes another steal, and it's McKenzie on the steal and timeout. Coach Thomas wants to talk some strategy here with 5:30 to play. Elkins leads 51-42.
Before we break away, another bad old NBA rule.
Oh my gosh!
When you got to a certain limit, number of fouls,
I know what you're going to say.
3 to make 2.
I know.
You would go to the free throw line. If there had been 10 fouls, it was the 3 to make 2. It was terrible. We're going to take a break.
Hello fans, this is Bradley Stavanaugh with Needville Insurance. We know Fort Bend County. I'm a 4th generation resident of Fort Bend. I'm your local, hometown, trusted agent. With over 30 carriers and 9 auto insurance carriers, we shop the insurance for you. We know insurance is hard. We know it's complicated. We make it easy for you. We have Spanish speakers here available for you. Call us at 979-793-7411 or needvilleinsurance.com. Once again, call us 979-793-7411.
All right, so we've got a 9-point game. Elkins leading Bush 51-42. So I have another thing. I don't know what you're going to think about this.
Well, I got something else too. I'm going to. Okay, go,
regarding basketball rules.
Yeah, go.
Why, when the ball simply hits a player's foot, when he has no intention of kicking the ball, why is it a violation? It shouldn't be a violation. If you spread your feet out to try and block a pass and you're successful, they shouldn't stop action and inbound the ball. It's silly.
So in other words, you should be able to steal the ball. You should be able to kick the ball. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Here's a little scrum on the floor, and Johnson was able to come out of there with it for the Elkins Knights. He gets to the left elbow, being double teamed. Now he gets it off to the right side for 3. No good from Osborne. But Fields has the rebound. He lays it up, and he somehow got it tipped out of his hands. And Valentine has it for the Broncos. Goes right baseline. Good cutoff defense from McKenzie. Valentine gets it to Bourgeois. From the right elbow, up short on the shot. Rebound comes down to McKenzie, and he gets it to his guard, Chris Johnson. They have a 9-point lead with 4:50 to play here in the ball game. Under control are the Knights. They got off to that real slow start, but since then they've really kind of been in control of the ball game. I got a few more things with basketball-related topics here, if Roger will be willing to listen to them. Here's Johnson to Fields, pass down low, foul as Barnett tried to grab it inside the lane, and he'll go to the free throw line.
I can't wait.
All right,
Let's hear it.
I've had a debate with my brother-in-law a few times, and I say this
with love.
Well, I say it half kiddingly, but yet in some ways I'm not kidding. Okay, so I'll say it this way, and he goes crazy when I say it. But I'll watch the NBA or whatever you watch in the days when the Rockets had Harden and he would just crank up a 3, or he'd just dribble the ball for 20 seconds and then shoot a 3, and just boring, and in my opinion anyway. So anyway, we watch games like that. They'll say, "Oh, the team has shot 35 threes," and they're blah blah blah. Here's their shooting percent. Anyway, so I'll say to my brother-in-law, the 3-point line has ruined basketball. Now, what do you think of that?
I don't think it's ruined basketball. If you abuse something, it doesn't mean whatever it is a bad thing necessarily. 3-point line, I think, has been very good for the game, but sometimes there's too much chucking.
Yes. One thing here's a free throw attempt as we try to get back on track here. Fields gets the rebound off the miss. He passes it right back down to the man who missed the free throw. That's Barnett, and he was able to get the layup off a nice pass from Fields, and all of a sudden it's an 11-point lead for Elkins as I hate to say it, they almost look like they're coasting a little bit here. Here's Valentine. Broncos having a hard time scoring since the first quarter. They scored 20 in the first quarter, and then since then they've scored 22. So you can do the math and figure that out, how they've struggled. It's 53-42 with exactly 4 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter.
Well, if they don't come back and win, you know the Broncos are going to want to get back on that horse on Saturday against Travis.
And that's
and I talked over your action.
Probably not a good sign for the Tigers. They're going to have to be ready to play, obviously. From the Bronco Gymnasium, which Roger is trying to find a good nickname for.
The Paddock? Maybe?
Whoa. Here's a dribble out the top with the Obu. Now he stops for a three. Thought he got fouled, and a tip up is in. Wow, where'd he come from?
Kyrie Murray.
What a tip in by Murray.
If the ball is there, he wants to go get it.
And he was fouled on the tip as he laid it in, and he came down hard. I'm not sure how he landed exactly. I just heard the thud.
Yeah, it was a painful sounding thud.
And he will go to the free throw line to try to get that three-point play the old-fashioned way, as they say. And he's at the line now. It's up and no good.
Dang it.
And Fields high for the rebound for Elkins, who have a 9-point lead at 3.5 to play here in the fourth quarter. So Roger disagrees with me when I say the three-point line has ruined basketball. Now, I say that, like I said, half kidding. I do not like just the, I don't know, YMCA type look that basketball seems to have these days. Here's the shot attempt, no good. Does that make sense, Roger, the YMCA type look? Or am I over-exaggerating there? Here's Obu with a nice floater. He's got a basket in there. And now Coach Gay will call timeout as his team's down by 7 now.
Let's take a quick break, and we'll tell you what's happened in this game. It's a 7-point game. We probably shouldn't get too deep into the NBA weeds, but we'll be back.
First Tire Automotive understands with the new year comes change. Well, we don't believe all change is good, so we are keeping our $15 off an oil change. So now's the time to head to the website firsttireauto.com and claim your savings. First Tire Automotive, supporting school and youth sports programs for years, getting you to and from the game always. Make your appointment today at any of the 4 convenient locations in Sugar Land and Cinco Ranch. All 4 stores open on Saturday. firsttireauto.com.
Okay, the question is, do the Bush Broncos have enough energy to really make one more run at the Elkins Knights? They're down by 7. But, Patrick, what you were describing as the YMCA kind of thing, are you talking about here's an event I never watch anymore. I stopped watching it a long time ago.
I want to be clear. What I'm seeing tonight is not what I'm referring to.
Right. Okay.
I'm referring to the NBA kind of
like an all-star game where nobody's playing defense and they run up and down and throw up threes.
It's like 135 to 125.
I don't like a game like that any more than a college football game that ends 53 to 52.
Exactly. Yeah. So anyway, back to this action. Roger had mentioned that the Broncos have enough gas here to get this back to a tighter game. They're down by 7. They were down by 11 just moments ago. Now a steal attempt by Obu. He tipped it out of bounds, and good play by Obu, but the ball was out of bounds off of him.
2:57 to go.
Plenty of time for the Broncos. Chris Johnson has it in the backcourt for Elkins. He's being harassed by Hill. Now pass down low. Another pass. Layup in for McKenzie. Good ball movement by the Elkins Knights as they broke the press. Couple of good passes, and then McKenzie makes the shot. Long shot from Obu was short, and Fields was able to easily grab that rebound. Only guy up there with 2 hands getting that one in his hands. And here's McKenzie, right side, down low. Barnett, good pass again to Osborne, and now we'll get a timeout from Coach Gay.
And you know something? What I see here is kind of, you could make the analogy with football. You get down late in a game, and you know the other team's going to run the football, so you have to kind of come up with some run blitzes.
Yep.
You have to gamble and try and get into the backfield, knock the ball out, that kind of thing. But with that height advantage that the Elkins Knights have, and they're equally athletic with Bush, I think the two teams are very equal in that way. So that the Broncos have had to go for some steals, and the Knights end up with some easy baskets, and that's why they've been able to maintain this double-digit lead for most of the fourth quarter. It's now 57-46.
Yep, back to their largest lead. They had 11, got it to 11, and then Broncos got it down to 7, forcing a timeout from the Knights, and then now the Knights came back with 4 points quickly, which forced a timeout from the Broncos, and now it's back to 11, and it's going to be tough now for the Broncos. They trail by 11 with 2:22 to play in the ball game. Looked like they had a little something going, and then the Knights just kind of squelched it. Like you said, with some good height advantage and then good passing, taking advantage of the blitz, so to speak. Here's the Broncos. Got to get a good shot off and need some buckets here quick, along with a couple of stops. Crossover dribble. Spinning now, here's Hill. And he passes it off to the left side. He tried to hit Murray, and the pass was errant out of bounds. And I think I mentioned it a little bit earlier, Roger, I think one thing that Coach Gay will be talking about is turnovers. They've had a number of turnovers here in the second half. Second quarter and second half. Chris Johnson over the line. He's got McKenzie. Now he's dribbling out toward the half-court line. Sends Johnson in on a cut. And now Fields way out with the ball. Good ball handling by the big guy. And a good pass down there to Barnett, who lays it in. Boy, I'll tell you, their interior passing has been exceptional from the Knights. And they open up a 13-point lead. Broncos have a shot from the right side. That's Murray. He has 15 points. He's had a good ball game, but could be a little bit too late here as the clock winds down toward a minute. 59-48 Elkins. Broncos going all over the court. Pass is right to Valentine. Murray, right side for the Broncos. He looked like he might have been fouled, but no call. And the Knights come out of there with it. Chris Johnson has it. Under a minute to play. Now the ball's tipped away from him. Here comes Murray. He's going to lay it in. Almost got a foul from Osborne. Apparently he didn't foul him, so the layup goes in. It's down to a 9-point game. Johnson being pressured in the corner in the backcourt. Now he dribbles out of there. Barnett has it. He's going to lay it in. Not lay it in. He's going to slam it in. He took it up with some authority.
The two-hand jam.
He's got 16 points now. What a game he's had. Kind of quietly, he's got 16 points. And it's a 11-point game, and the clock is down to 10 seconds. And the Knights will get that second win in the district as Murray passes it down low, and the shot is made from Mercurius, who has 12 points, but the clock has zeros on the board, and the Elkins Knights are 2-0 in the district.
Yes, they win 61-52, and they, Albert Thomas and his Elkins Knights are able to avoid the H-Town High School sports jinx, as he was named the Coach of the Week. And he was on Todd Freed's program, and congratulations to him for that. And by the way, Chris Johnson, I guess this indicates what a great player Chris Johnson is. He comes up behind Coach Thomas, and he says, Coach T, best coach in the world, or something like that.
Yeah.
That's not what takes courage, but he did reach out and basically palms the head of his legendary and very highly respected coach, Albert Thomas.
I wonder if that has some kind of a inside story to it there.
Well, all I know is, if Jimmy Johnson, when he was coaching the Cowboys, was candid enough to say that, let's say, Joe Blow, nobody was late fell asleep in a team meeting, then he cuts his sorry butt right there.
Right.
But if it's one of his really good players, he's going to tell him to wake up.
Right.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And by the way, we got Lauren Cook here. She is a Bush graduate, and she is, take your mask off so we can hear you better. She is a Bush graduate and was a Vype ambassador. This is Lauren Cook. This is Patrick Kinnick. So talk nice and loud. whenever Bush loses, I just feel bad because I know Lauren's heart hurts. So they had the lead. So what's your take on this ball game?
Honestly, they started off good. They had a good start, and they could have won. But I think that once Elkins, once they was upset, they came back and they were ready to fight. And they turned the game around with the energy. And Bush they could have pulled through, but they didn't. But I feel like for the second game in the district, it's going to be a tough one again. Yeah,
they are going to see each other again. And, you know, the Broncos always have a chance. One thing I just want to make sure you're okay. It looked like you almost got stepped on along the baseline
Yes, I did.
as you were taking pictures.
Yes, but I'm good. They slid my way, but I pushed back it just in time, so I was good.
Well, tell everybody what you're doing in your educational life right now.
I attend Texas State University, and I am majoring in exercise sports science with a focus in rehabilitation for physical therapy.
That's rehabilitation.
Easy for you to
All
say.
Right. Patrick, do you have a question for someone who is a recent Fort Bend ISD graduate who loves high school sports?
How do you like Texas State?
I honestly can't give you an answer.
Oh, no!
Well, I guess that sounds like she's looking into the transfer portal, if you know what I mean.
That's just one semester, though, so far, right? Or
yes.
how yeah, okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, Lauren, it's always good to talk to you, and it's a school night, I guess, so we got to kind of wrap this thing up.
Yes,
but
we
it's
do.
always wonderful to talk to you, and if you do transfer to another school, please let us know.
I will.
All right. That is the lovely and talented Lauren Cook, who is her heart is broken tonight as the Bush Broncos fall by a score of 61-52 to the Elkins Knights. Patrick, anything you want to add to what we should take away from this game? And remember, and that's probably what our listeners should remember, that it's only the second game of the district schedule for those who are in 26A.
Well, one thing I took away was something that started at the pregame interview with Coach Gay about the depth, and I think that was probably the difference of the ball game, that the Elkins Knights really do have a lot of depth. For instance, Jacoby Osborne, I don't think he played the whole first half. He ends up with 5 points in the fourth quarter, and he just, where did he come from? I'm trying to think of somebody else who came in and just scored some points.
McKenzie had some timely hoops.
Yeah,
and also Woods.
The other thing is the balance. They had good balance. Todd Woods came in the second quarter, basically did the same thing that who did I just mention there? Let's see. I mentioned what was it? I mentioned Osborne, and Woods basically did the same thing in the second quarter. So their depth is impressive. And that might be the difference for them in the district here.
All right, so nothing live tomorrow night on VypeFortBend.com, but then on Friday night, I'll be going to Lamar Consolidated with the Marshall Buffs, who are undefeated in District 24 5A. So we'll have that game for you on Friday night, and then a doubleheader on Saturday, an 11:30 a.m. game, as it's the Austin girls. And Coach LaQuisha Dickerson, I believe, is going to come by and say hello. She texted me and said she was inside the building. Her team is going to host George Ranch. And then at 1 o'clock, it'll be the Travis boys on the road taking on Bush, and the Broncos trying to bounce back from this defeat. So, Patrick, I'll see you at the Bush Gym, and we're still looking for just the right nickname for that venue. I'll see you on Saturday.
All right. Thanks, Roger.
All right, to everybody who listened, thank you very, very much. For the entire Vype team, Merle Bertrand, Suna Venkat, Les Clary, Patrick Kinnick, and myself, I'm Roger Smith, saying goodbye and God bless from B-Hop, Buddy Hobson Fieldhouse, where the Elkins Knights have defeated Bush 61-52. Good night, everybody, and God bless.
I know.